What is the national mood like right now regarding the danger of post by the Russian Federation?
There is fear and there is readiness. Why is there two different emotions? Because those who have completed the mandatory conscription and they are part of a military unit, they know what to do in case of invasion. If you know what to do, you act. If you act, you're less afraid because you feel like you change something. You are the master of your own time and reactions. But some people who have not completed conscription or are not so connected with their military unit, for example, or haven't had this kind of training, they have this feeling of, what can I do? I don't know what to do. So the answer is split in two. Those who know what to do and have their military unit, they will fight, they're ready, they know what to do. Those who haven't done so are afraid. And it's a very natural reaction, and this is why also every time I have this in Estonia, I indulge or encourage people to go to voluntary defense, territorial defense forces, complete the conscription, complete the training, to know what to do, because this eliminates fear.
Artur, if someone is telling you that they are tired of Russia's war in Ukraine, what would you say to them?
I would definitely not seek to go in conflict with these people, because that makes them to shut down, and that's not my goal. My goal is to get them to not be tired of this conflict, but to rethink that they are tired, because they are actually not tired. They lack perspective. They have not lost a friend, a daughter or a son in a Russian missile attack. They have not lost friends. They have not felt this terror. If they had, then this tiring they're feeling is, I would call it a laziness of being in the nice, cozy Western world. I wouldn't say that they have no right to be tired, but I think they need re-education in a way. They need perspective, and I try to give them that perspective on my channel through humor, to take down their defenses, mental defenses. Because if I would go in conflict immediately, oh, you have no right to be tired, you know what the Ukrainians are feeling, they would shut down, they would never watch me again. So my goal is to slowly bring them in through humor and open up the Ukrainian situation, Ukrainian perspective, and educate them.
Yeah, Artur. The good humor is a very strong side of you. Let's talk about the Russian economy, not in details, but sometimes it's very difficult in Ukraine to see the complete picture in Russia. After all, you know, the facts, they're twisted and they carefully hide the true picture, almost like, you know, North Korea. So what's your impression? Is Russia holding up surprisingly well after nearly 4 years of the full-scale invasion?
Russia has held out a lot better than I would have thought at the beginning years of war. Now that this illusion has been broken in my head, I too was thinking that Russia would fall sooner, their economy would break sooner. This was my mistake. Now I have been educated on this fact. Their economy has been resilient, but it shows very strong signs of cracking, very strong signs of overheating, and they're such a behemoth of a country. It's really difficult to bring them down. You gotta strike their refineries and factories and export terminals of oil. You got to strike them thousands of times, and this is what the Ukrainian drone forces are doing. It has an effect, it works, but Russia is just so big and so massive. To bring that down takes time, takes patience, it takes methodical approach to pinpoint striking every last Russian revenue source, revenue stream, which Ukrainians are doing, but it will take more time.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest interview of Politico with American President Donald Trump? The one when he said that Russia is in a quite stronger position in the negotiation process than Ukraine because it's bigger. Because it's bigger.
I don't really watch really what Donald Trump says, because he has really no information on what's going on in Ukraine. He gets his information from an echo chamber of Russian propaganda narratives. And I, as a military blogger, I'm on the side of truth. I have no interest in sharing Russian propaganda narratives, so I don't really watch what Donald Trump is saying on Ukraine because it usually comes from the Kremlin. So this is why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a nice choice. In one of your publications, you said that you believe that while it might take years for Russian society to grasp the futility of this war due to their imperial thinking, that realization is inevitable. What do you see as the primary trigger point for that shift in Russian society?
Well, Russians only stop foreign aggression. Why I'm saying this, because you can look at, let's say, 300 years of Russian foreign aggression. They only stop when they run out of resources, and they never attack a stronger enemy. They only attack a weaker enemy, and only when they have resources so they think they can win. That's why they attacked Ukraine also, because Putin had this information from this intelligence chief that we have the fifth column in Ukraine and the people will come to our side and yada yada, we will win. It was a wrong fact. So to make the Russians stop is to take away their resources and to make Ukraine strong. Ukrainians building up their army. Strong Ukrainian army, weak Russian resources, that is the module for no war with Russia in the future. They will only attack weaker parts, weaker countries, and only when they have the resources. So Ukrainian army is actually lessening the resources by attacking their oil refineries and building up their army, which is the strongest security guarantee anyone could give Ukraine. Not the European Union, not NATO, not the USA, but the strong Ukrainian army is the only working security guarantee against Russia in the future.
In your book, 8 Missions to Ukraine, you write about working with the GUR, Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, and you delivered critical Rehi drones to the front line. Am I correct?
Yes, actually, these drones actually can be seen even here. I mean, this is a General Baba Yaga drone, now very common in the Ukrainian armed forces, but in 2023, at the beginning of it at least, Baba Yaga-style big rotary wing drone that carried up to 20 kilograms, that was really rare and really phenomenal. So we started that process up, and it was really awesome to see how, with the donations coming from America, HUR could actually make the first prototypes and they could carry heavy loads. And Russians, at the beginning of seeing first time Baba Yaga drones up in there, they were really afraid of them. They published videos about it and I reported on them. It was such a glad feeling that I could connect American people in their homes, their wish to help, with HUR, who actually is one of the most effective ways to help Ukrainians. And now we see what came out of it. There are Baba Yagas everywhere. There are HUR drone programs that hit deep strikes, deep targets inside Russia. I'm not connected to that anymore, but it was such an honor to be part of it.
Yes. You know, it's such an ironic name for the drones, Baba Yaga.
Oh, yeah.
Who created that? Who created that? You?
I think the Russians themselves actually gave that name.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure, but it would be perfect.
But back then, what was the most probably unexpected problems for those drones to get to the front line?
The biggest problem was and still is the money, always the money. Ukrainians have intelligence population. They have shown that they can make so many drones and weapons in different types, not that we have this one type like the Russians have the Shahed. Ukrainians have over 200, even more now, defense startups that are making different high-tech solutions. They have the people, they have the know-how, they don't have the money. And that's always a difficult thing. So I could help with that. My good friend Jake Bro is definitely helping with that right now. He has fundraised, I think, close to 10 million now for the Ukrainians. So the money, you give them the money, they will make anything. They can outperform and outproduce and out-innovate Russia, but they need the money.